Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to have a theater show. This is exciting. This is The Government Inspector by Nikolai Gogol. It was written, he started it in 1834, and it took him 8 years to complete it, but he was 25 years old when he started it. And Alexander Pushkin said, I think you need to write this down. This is vaguely based off of a true thing that they heard about that happened, okay? But it is Russia's only real comedy. And those of you that appreciate Russian literature, you're like, no, that tracks. That tracks. The guy who did the translation is a guy named Thomas Seltzer. I want to read something he wrote. He said, the Inspector General is a national institution. To place a purely literary valuation upon it and call it the greatest of Russian comedies would not actually convey the significance of its position, either in Russian literature or in Russian life itself. The Germans have Faust, England has Shakespeare, but it doesn't all really compare to the bigness that Russia gets from the mention of the Inspector General. So they're one of the national shows, very significant show for them. It's been a blast for us to put together over this last semester. One section of seniors, 21 people, got this show put together. And we did it, starting in January. So it's been a blur, and we are so grateful to be here. We're grateful that you guys came to see the show, and it's going to be an amazing night. I do have boring announcements. The restrooms are located in the gym. That way. Our total runtime for the show is about an hour and a half, unless things go wrong. There will be a brief intermission between Acts 3 and 4, so you don't have to hold it. We ask that you refrain from moving around because it's very dark in here during the performance. It's also distracting the actors. But if you do need to leave, the exits are clearly marked with exit signs, which is convenient and legal. Please refrain from any flash photography during the show, and please silence your cellular device. All right. We're so glad you're here. It's going to be a great night. Without any further ado, it's my extreme pleasure to present The Government Inspector.
I have called you together, gentlemen, to tell you an unpleasant piece of news. Yes, Inspector from St. Petersburg, incognito, and with secret instructions, too.
Oh, pretty, how do you?
As if we hadn't enough trouble without an Inspector.
Good Lord, with secret instructions.
Here's a letter I believe to you from Andrei Ivanovich. You know him, Artemy Filippovich. Listen to what he writes. My dear friend, godfather, and benefactor, blah, 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 blah. And to let you know, that's it. I hasten to let you know, among other things, that an inspector has arrived with instructions to inspect the whole government, and your district especially. He pretends to be a private person, so as you have your little peccadillos, as everybody else, you are a sensible man, and you don't let the good things that come your way slip by. That's just a joke. I advise you to take precautions, as he may arrive at any hour, if he hasn't already, and isn't staying somewhere incognito. So there you have the situation we are confronted with, gentlemen.
Extraordinary situation. Most extraordinary.
There's something behind it, I'm sure. It's fate, I suppose. Till now, thank goodness, they've been losing ground in other towns, but now our turn has come.
My opinion is, Anton Antonovich, that Russia intends to go to war. And the government has commissioned an official to look for any treasonable activity here.
The wise man has hit upon the very thing. Treason in this little country town, as if we're on the frontier, why you may gallop 3 years from here and reach nowhere.
You don't catch on, you don't. The government is shrewd. They care not that our town is so remote. They send an official all the same.
On the lookout or not on the lookout, anyhow, gentlemen, I have given you warning. I have made some arrangements for myself, and I advise you all to do the same. You especially, Artemy Filippovich, you had better see to your end of things, because this inspector will no doubt want first of all to inspect your department. So you had better see to it that the nightcaps are clean and that the patients don't go about as they usually do, looking as grimy as blacksmiths.
Well, that's a small matter. We can get nightcaps easily enough.
Well, it'd be better too if there weren't so many of them. If there were a large number, it'll instantly be ascribed to bad supervision or incompetent medical treatment.
Oh, as to treatment, Christian Ivanovich and I have worked out our own system. Our rule is, the nearer to nature, the better. We use no expensive medicines. A man is a simple affair. If he dies, you die anyway. If he gets well, you get well anyway. Besides, the doctor would have a hard time making the patients understand him. He doesn't know a word of Russian.
And you, Amos Theodorovich, had better look to the courthouse. The attendants have heard the entry hall where the petitioners usually wait into a poultry yard, and the geese and goslings go poking their beaks between people's legs.
Well, I'll have them taken to the kitchen today. Will you come and dine with me?
Then, too, it isn't right to have the courtroom littered up with such rubbish. As for your assessor, he's an educated man to be sure, but he reeks of spirits as if he just emerged from a distillery. That, too, isn't right.
No, there's no cure for it. He says he was struck as a child, and ever since he has reeked of vodka.
Well, I just wanted to call your attention. As regards the internal administration and what Andrei Ivanovich in his letter calls little peccadillos, I say nothing. Why, of course, there isn't a man alive who hasn't some sin to answer for. That's just the way God made the world. And the Voltairean freethinkers can talk against it all they like. It won't do any good.
What do you mean by sins, Anton Antonovich? There are sins and there are sins. I tell everyone plainly that I take bribes. I make no bones about it. But what type of bribes? White greyhound puppies. That's a different matter.
Bribes are bribes, whether puppies or anything else.
Oh no, Anton Antonovich. But if one has a fur overcoat worth 500 rubles and one's wife a shawl...
Oh, and supposing that greyhound puppies are the only bribes that you take? Why, you're an atheist. You don't even go to church. Why, at least I'm a firm believer and go to church every Sunday. Oh, you, I know you. When you begin to talk of creation, it makes my flesh creep.
Well, it's a conclusion I've reasoned out with my own brain.
Well, sometimes too much brain is worse than none at all. But you, Lukich, as inspector of schools, had better keep an eye on the teachers. They're very learned men, to be sure, with a college education. But some of them have funny habits. One of them, the one with the fat face, I forget his name, is sure the moment he takes a chair to screw up his face like this. And then he has a trick of sticking his hand under his necktie and smoothing down his beard. Now, it doesn't matter, of course, if he makes a face at the pupils. Perhaps it's even necessary. I know touch of that. But you yourself will admit that if he does it to a visitor, it may turn out very badly. The inspector or anyone else might take it as meant for himself.
But what can I do? I told him about it time and again. It was only the other day when the Martian nobility came to the classroom. He made such a face I'd never seen in my life before. I dare say with the best intentions.
And I must call your attention to the history teacher, Mr. Smith. He has a lot of learning in his head and kind of sort of facts, but he lectures with such ardor that he quite forgets himself. Once I listened to him, and as long as he was talking to the Assyrians and Babylonians, it was not so bad. But when he reached Alexander of Macedon, I can't describe what came over him. Upon my word, I thought a fire had broken out. He leapt down from the platform, picked up a chair, and dashed to the ground. Now, Alexander of Macedon was a hero, to be sure, but that's no reason for breaking chairs. The statements great the cost.
Yes, he's a hot one. I told him about it several times. Well, he says, as you please. But in the cause of learning, I even sacrificed my life.
Well, there's a mysterious law of fate. Your clever man is either a drunkard or he makes such grimaces that you feel like running away.
Ah, heavens, please save us from being in the education department. One's afraid of everything, everyone meddles, and wants to be as clever as you.
Well, that's nothing. Oh, but this cursed incognito.
Tell me, gentlemen, who's coming? What's your name?
Haven't you heard?
Popchinsky told me. He was at the post office just now.
Well, what do you think of it?
What do I think? Why, there will be a war with the Turks.
Exactly. Just what I thought.
Yes, you both hit the air precisely.
It's war with the Turks, are sure. All fermented by the French.
Well, how do you feel about it, Ivan Kuzmich?
How do you feel about it? How do I feel? How do you feel about it, Anton Antonovich?
Well, I'm not scared. It's just, you know, the merchants and townspeople bother me. I seem to be unpopular with them, but the Lord knows if I've taken from some, I've done it without trace of ill feeling. I even suspect that I may have been denounced. Well, why else would they send an inspector here, to us? Look here, Ivan Kuzmich, don't you think you could just... Don't you think you could just open a little every letter that passes through your office to see if there's any information against me, or if it's just ordinary correspondence? If it's just all right, you can seal it up again, or you can deliver the letter open.
Oh, I know. You need to teach me that. I do it not so much as a precaution as out of curiosity. I just itch to know what's doing in the world. And it's very interesting reading, I tell you. Some passages are written fine, more edifying than a Moscow Gazette.
Well, have you read anything about an inspector from St. Petersburg?
No, nothing about an inspector from St. Petersburg, but plenty about Kostroma and Saratov ones. A pity you do not read the letters, Anton Antonovich. There are some very fine passages in them. Would you like to read them?
No, now's not the time for such things. But please, Ivan Kuzmich, do me the favor. If ever you should chance upon a complaint or denunciation, don't hesitate a moment. Hold it back.
I will with the greatest pleasure.
You had better be careful, or you may get yourself into trouble.
Goodness me.
What's an extraordinary occurrence?
An unexpected piece of news.
What is it? What is it?
Something quite unforeseen. We were about to enter the inn.
Yes, Peter Ivanovich and I were entering the inn.
Please, Peter Ivanovich, let me tell.
No, please, let me. You can't. You haven't got the style for it.
Oh, but you'll get mixed up and you won't remember everything.
Yes, I will. Upon my word, I will. Please don't interrupt. Do let me tell the news. Don't interrupt. Pray, oblige me, gentlemen, and tell a doctor not to interrupt. What is it? What is it? Tell me. My heart is in my mouth. Speak, for heaven's sake. Sit down, gentlemen. Sit down. Take seats. Here, Peter Ivanovich. Here's a chair for you. Well, now, speak. Speak. What is it? What is it? Permit me. I'll tell it just as it happened. As soon as I had the pleasure of taking leave of you, after you were good enough to follow the letter which I received, sir, I ran out. Now, interrupting Dobzhinsky, I know all about it, all I tell you. So, I ran to see Kropotkin, but not finding Kropotkin at home, I went to Rostovsky, and not seeing him, I went to Ivan Kuzma to tell him the news he got. Going from there, I met Dobzhinsky.
At the stall where they sell pies.
At the stall where they sell pies. Will you stop, Peter Ivanovich? Please don't interrupt. So off went the Pachuchuyas, and on the way to Dobzhinsky said, let's go to the inn. He said, I haven't eaten things this morning. My stomach is growling. We had hardly entered in when we saw a young man.
A rather good appearance and dressed in ordinary citizen's clothes.
Yes, a rather ordinary appearance and dressed in citizen's clothes, walking up and down the room. There was something unusual about his face, something deep, in a manner about him, and here... full of everything. Well, I had a sort of feeling. I said to Dobzhinsky, something's up. This is no ordinary matter. Well, we beckoned to Voss, and Dobzhinsky asked him to quiet. Who, he asked, is that young man? That young man, Voss replied. That young man. Oh, don't interrupt, Peter Ivanovich. Please don't interrupt. That young man, Voss replied, is an official. Yes, sir. On his way from St. Petersburg. And his name, he said, is Ivan Alexandrovich Klestikov. And he's going, he said, to the governor of Saratov. And it's the strangest thing. He's been here 2 weeks, and he's never left the house. He won't pay a penny, but takes everything on account. Well, when Voss told me that, a sort of light dawned on me from above. I said to Peter Ivanovich, hey.
No, Peter Ivanovich, I said hey.
Well, first you said it, then I did. Hey, said both of us. And why does he stick here if he's going to Saratov? Yes, sir, that's he, the official. Who? What official? Why, the official whom your notified was coming, the inspector. Great God, what's that you're saying? It can't be he.
It is, though. Why? He doesn't pay his bills and he doesn't leave. Who else can it be? And his post-chase is ordered for Saratov.
It's he. Why, he's so alert. He's scrutinized everything. He saw that Dobzhinsky got eating salmon, chiefly on account of Dobzhinsky's stomach. And he looked at her plate so hard that I was frightened to death. The Lord have mercy on the sinners. In what room is he staying?
Room number 5 with the stairway.
In the same room the officers was called in when they passed through here last year. And how long has he been here?
2 weeks. He came in on St. Facility's Day.
2 weeks! Holy Fathers and Saints preserve me. In those 2 weeks, I have flogged the wife of a non-commissioned officer. The streets are as dirty as a poorhouse. The prisoners have not been given their rations. A scandal and a disgrace!
What do you think, Anton Antonovich? How'd you better go in state to the inn?
No, first send the chief magistrate, then the clergy, then the merchants.
No, I'll take care of it myself. I've been in difficult situations before now. You say that he's a young man? Yes, about 23 or 4 at the most. So much the better. It's easier to pump things out of a young man. If you've got a tough old devil, it's hard to work with, but a young man is all on the surface. Look here, gentlemen, you had better go see to your end of things, while I go unofficially, I go for a walk with Dobzhinsky here, and to see if the visitors that come to town are properly accommodated.
Let's go, Moscow Adonovich. We may really get into trouble.
Well, my mind's at ease. Who's going to visit the courtroom? Supposing that he does, I wish he had left them alone. I've been on the bench 15 years, and when I look into a report, I despair. King Solomon in all his wisdom couldn't tell what is true and what is not true in it.
Well, go out on duty, for heaven's sake. Go out on duty quick! Or, no, run up to my room and fetch my new hat and my sword. No, come, Dodgins. We often get the policemen together. Let them each take a street in his hand, or no, not a street. Let them each take a broom, and sweep the. There. See how scratched my sword is. It's that dog of Merchant Abdullah. He sees that the governor's sword is scratched and doesn't care to provide a new one. Let them each take a broom in his hand and sweep the street and sweep it clean. And do you hear? And I know your tricks. You insinuate yourselves into the inn and walk off with silver spoons in your boots. Just look out. I keep my ears pricked. And take care. You're only a sergeant. Don't graft higher than your rank. Off with you. Oh, I'm a sinner, a terrible sinner. Heaven only grant that I may get this matter over and done with.
Anton Antonovich, you forgot your hat.
Well, if I forgot my hat, the deuce take it. Come on, Dodgins, let's go. And don't let the soldiers appear on the streets with nothing on. That rotten garrison wear their coats directly over their undershirts.
Where are they? Husband! Antosha! Anton! It's all your fault. Dawdling. I want a pin. I want a scarf. Anton, where are you going? What? He has come? The inspector? He has a mustache? What kind of a mustache?
Wait, dear. Later.
Wait? I don't want to wait. The idea wait. I only want one word. Is he colonel or what? There, he's gone. It's all your fault. You'll pay for it. Be with your mama dear. Just wait a minute. I'll come directly. I'll just pin my scarf. Yes, directly. Now we have missed the news. It's all your confounded coquettishness. You heard the postmaster was here, and so you must prim yourself in front of the mirror, turning this way and that way and all around. You imagine he's smitten with you. But I can tell you he makes a face at you the moment you turn your back.
It can't be helped, Mama. We'll know everything in a couple of hours anyway.
In a couple of hours? Thank you. A nice answer. Why don't you say in a month? We'll know still more in a month. Here, Algoita. And what? They left in a hurry? Well, you should have run after the carriage. Off with you, once, do you hear? Run and ask everybody where they are. Find out who the inspector is and what he's like, do you hear? And be back here instantly, this minute, do you hear? Quick!
Devil take it, I'm so hungry. There's a racket in my belly as if a whole regiment were blowing trumpets. We'll never reach home. I'd like to know what we're going to do. 2 months already since we've left St. Pete. He's gone through all his cash, the precious buck, so now he sticks his tail between his legs and takes it easy. We have enough, and more than enough, to pay the fare, but no, he must exhibit himself in every town. Austin, give me the best room they have, and the best dinner they serve. I can't stand bad food, I must have the best. It would be all right for a somebody, but for a common copying clerk? Goes and gets acquainted with other travelers, plays cards, and plays himself out of his last penny. I'm sick of this life. And why? Because he doesn't tend to his business. Instead of sticking to his job, he gads about it on the prospect and plays cards. If you have a job, stick to it. Here's the innkeeper says he won't let you have anything more to eat unless you pay your back bills. And suppose we don't pay. Oh, good God, if only I could get cabbage soup. I think I could eat up the whole world now. There's a knock at the door. I suppose it's him.
Here,
been warming the bed again.
Why should I have been warming the bed? Have I never seen a bed before?
You're lying, the bed's all tumbled up.
What do I want a bed for? Don't I know what a bed is like? I have legs and can use them to stand on. I don't need your bed.
Go see if there isn't some tobacco in the pouch.
What tobacco? You emptied it out 4 days ago.
Listen, Asa,
Yes, sir?
go down there.
Where?
Down to the restaurant. Tell them to send up dinner.
No, I won't.
How dare you, you fool?
It won't do any good anyhow. The landlord says he won't let you have anything more to eat.
What nonsense? How dare he?
He'll go to the governor too, he says. You and your master are cheats, he says, and your master is a black leg besides, he says. We know the breed. We've seen swindlers like him before.
And you're delighted, I suppose, to repeat all this to me, you donkey.
I'm not going to fool about it, he says. I'm going straight to the governor and have him arrested and put in jail.
That's enough out of you, you fool. Go down at once and tell him to have dinner sent up. Horse fruit, the idea.
Hadn't I better call the landlord here?
What do I want the landlord for? Go and tell him yourself. God, I'm so ravenously hungry. I took a quick stroll thinking I could walk off my appetite, but hang it clings. What a rotten town this is. They won't let you get anything on credit in the grocery shops here. It's deucedly mean it is. Is no one coming?
The landlord asked me to ask you what you want.
Oh, hello, good friend. How are you? How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
And how are you getting on at the inn? Is business good?
Business is good, thank you.
See here, good friend. They haven't sent up dinner yet. Please hurry them up. See that I get to it as soon as possible. I have business to attend to immediately after dinner.
The landlord said he won't let you have dinner anymore. He was all going for the governor's today to complain against you.
But what's there to complain about? Judge for yourself, friend. Why? I've got to eat. If I go on any longer like this, I'm going to turn into a skeleton. I am hungry, I'm not joking.
Yes, that's was his answer. He said, won't let you have any dinner until he pays for what you owe. That's what his answer.
Try to persuade him.
But what shall I tell him?
Explain to him that it is a serious matter. I've got to eat. As for the money, well, because a muzzle like him can go a whole day without food, he thinks others can as well. The idea.
Well, alright, I'll tell him.
A bad business if he refuses to let me eat. God, I'm so hungry. I don't think I've ever been so hungry in all my life. Should I try and raise something off my clothes? Should I sell my trousers? No. I'd rather die than go home without a St. Petersburg suit. God, I'm positively sick. I'm so hungry. Dinner.
The landlord will let you have dinner.
The landlord. I spit on your landlord. What have you got there?
Soup and roast beef.
What? Only 2 courses.
That is all.
What does he mean by this? Ask him, it's not enough.
The landlord says it's too much.
Why is there no sauce?
There is none.
Why not? I saw them preparing a whole lot of it when I passed through the kitchen earlier.
Well, you see, there is some, and there isn't any.
Why isn't?
There isn't any.
No salmon, no fish, no cutlets?
No.
You're a fool.
Yes, sir.
You measly suckling pig. Why can I eat and I cannot? Why the devil can I eat too? Am I not a guest the same as they?
No, not the same. They pay.
I'm not going to argue with you, you simpleton. My God, what soup? Simply hot water poured into a cup. There's no taste, it only stinks. I don't want it. Bring me some other soup.
All right. Boss said if you didn't want it, you needed taking it.
Oh, well, leave it alone, you fool. You might be used to treating others like this, but I'm not of that sort, and I advise you not to try it with me. My God, what soup? I don't think anybody in the world has tasted such soup. Butter is floating on the top instead of butter. The devil take it, but this isn't roast beef. It's roast iron, not roast beef. Such meat could ruin one's teeth. You got anything else?
No.
Scoundrel! scoundrels, blackguards, could have given me some decent pastry or something. Lazy good-for-nothings, fleecing their guests, that's all you're good for. By my word, it's justified eating nothing at all. It only whetted my appetite. If only I had some change, I could go down to the market and buy some bread.
The governor has come. I don't know what for. He's inquiring about you.
There now. He really did make a complaint to the governor. Suppose they really do clap me in jail. How dare they, actually? What do they take me for? Some kind of common copying clerk? I'll tell them straight out. How dare you? How dare you?
I have come to present my compliments, sir.
How do you do, sir?
Excuse my intruding.
Pray don't mention it.
It's my duty as chief magistrate of this town to see that visitors and persons of rank should suffer no inconveniences.
Well, what was there to be done? It's not my fault. I'm really going to pay. He's most to blame. He gives me as hard as iron and the soup. The devil knows what he puts in it. I ought to have it pitched out the window. He starves me the whole day. The idea. I
always have good beef in the market here, but if anything is wrong, may I suggest you allow me to take you to another place?
Oh no, I know the other place is. The jail. What? How dare you, what? I'm in the government service in St. Petersburg.
My God, how angry he is! He has found out everything. Those damn merchants have told him everything.
I won't go even if you come with your whole force. I'll go straight to the Prime Minister. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Don't ruin me. Have pity on me. I have a wife and little children. Don't bring misfortune on the man.
What have I got to do with that? Must I go to jail because you have a wife and little kids?
It was my inexperience. It was my inexperience, I swear to you. It was nothing but my inexperience and my insufficient means. As for the officer's widow, to whom they say I flog, I mean, she's in business now, and it's a slander. It's a slander. Those scoundrels here, they invented the lie. They are ready to murder me.
Well, I've got nothing to do with them. I don't see though why you should tell me about your scoundrels or officers' widows. But don't you dare beat me! No, sir, you can't. You cannot. The idea. Look, I'll pay. I'll pay the money. I haven't got any cash on me right now. That's why I stay here, because I haven't a single OPEC.
Oh, he's a shrewd one. Oh, if it's... Oh, well, I mean, he's raised up such a type of dust, you can't tell what direction he's going. Who can guess what he really wants? Oh, well, I'll try hit or miss. Well, if it's money that you're short of, I mean, I'm ready to assist you. It's my duty to assist strangers in this town.
Lend me some, lend me some. That'll settle the meeting with the landlord. I only want 200 rubles. Even less would do.
Oh, well, there's just 200 rubles.
Very much obliged to you, sir. See, I recently ran out of... I see you are a gentleman. Now it's all different.
Thank God he's taken the money. Now things will move along more smoothly, I suppose. I slipped 400 into his hand instead of 2.
Please, take a seat.
Oh, don't trouble, we can stand.
Take a seat, I beg of you. I see now how generous and open-hearted you are. I confess, I thought you had come to put me in the... Please do take a seat.
That must be Goldberg. He wants us to pretend that he is still incognito. Very well, we can talk nonsense too. We'll pretend we have the least idea who he is. I'm not like other governors who don't care about anything other than themselves. Apart from my duty out of pure Christian philanthropy, I wish to see every mortal be decently treated, and as to reward me for my pains, chance has afforded me this pleasant acquaintance.
Oh, I too am delighted. I confess without your help, I had no idea how long I was going to stay here. I hadn't any idea in the world how I was going to pay my bill.
Oh yes, Fibon didn't know how to pay his bill. May I ask where your honor is going?
To my own village in the government of Saratov.
The government of Saratov? And doesn't even blush? Oh, well, one must be on the qui-vive with this fellow. You have undertaken quite a great task. You're traveling for your own amusement, I suppose.
No, my father is angry with me. He's angry because I haven't made headway in the St. Petersburg service. I should like to let him knock about the government offices for a while.
Oh, how he fabricates, dragging in his old father into it too? May I ask whether your honor is going to stay for long?
I really don't know. You see, my father is stubborn and stupid. He is an old dotard as hard as a block of wood. Our times demand different things of us. My soul craves enlightenment.
He spins yarns all right. Oh, how he lies and never trips. And he's such an ugly, insignificant-looking creature, too. Why, crush him between my fingernails. But just you wait. I'll make you talk. I'll make you tell me things. You were quite right in your observation that one can do nothing in a dreary, out-of-the-way place. Take this room, for instance. It's rather damp.
Yes, it's a dirty room. And the bugs, I've never encountered anything like them. They bite like dogs.
Oh, such an illustrious guest as you, subject to the hands of who? It's rather dark here, too.
Yes, it's a gloomy room. The landlord has introduced the custom of not providing candles. Sometimes I want to do something, read a bit, or write if the fancy strikes me. I can't. Yes, it's a dark room. It's very dark.
I wonder if I might be bold enough to ask you. No, I'm unworthy.
What is it?
No, I'm unworthy.
But what is it?
If I might be bold enough to ask you, I have a fine room for you at home, light and cozy. But no, it's too great an honor. Upon my word, I made the offer out of the simplicity of my heart.
On the contrary, I accept with the greatest pleasure. I should feel much more comfortable in a private home than this disreputable tavern.
Oh, I'm only too delighted. How glad my wife will be. It's my character, you know. I've always been hospitable.
Very much obliged to you. I, too, don't like two-faced people. On the contrary, I like your candor and kind-heartedness exceedingly, and in return, might I say, I only ask for devotion and esteem and devotion.
Did your honor wish anything?
Yes, get me the bill.
I gave you one a second while ago.
I don't remember your stupid accounts. Tell me what the whole comes to.
You were pleased to order dinner on the first night. The second night you only took salmon, and the third night you took everything on credit.
You fool. Tell me what the whole adds up to.
Oh, don't trouble. You can wait. Get out of here. The bill will be sent to you.
Yes, that's so, of course.
Would you care to inspect a few institutions in our town now? The philanthropic institutions, for instance.
Oh, but what is there to see?
Oh, well, you'll see how they're run, the order in which they're kept.
Oh, with the greatest pleasure. I'm ready. Let's go.
And afterwards, if you should like, we can visit the town jails and prisons to see how the criminals are kept.
No. Why should we go see the prisons? We had better stick to the philanthropic institutions instead.
As you please. Run as fast as you can and carry 2 notes. One to Zemley and Nika at the hospital and the other to my wife. May I take the liberty of asking you to permit me to write a line to my wife to tell her to make ready to receive our honored guest?
Why go through so much trouble? There is a pen in the table. Oh God, I don't think there's any paper. Would the bill do?
Oh, yes. We'll see how things go after lunch. We have some Russian Madeira. Not much to look at, but I'll knock an elephant off its legs. If only I knew what he is and how much I should be on my guard.
My God, have you hurt yourself?
Oh, it's nothing. Nothing at all. Only a little bruise on my nose. I'll run to Dr. Huebner's. He has a sore plaster. It'll soon pass away.
It's nothing. Here, tell your servant to carry your things to my house. Here, come here, Michael. Here, your max things to my house. The government, anyone can tell you where it is. By your leave. Couldn't you find some other place to fall in? Sprawling out here like a lobster!
There now. We've been waiting a whole hour, all on account of your silly pranking. Now really, Mama. Oh, someone is coming. They're down the street. Where? Just your imagination again. Why, yes, someone is coming. A tall man in an ugly green suit. Who can it be, I wonder? The suspense is killing me. Who can it be? Dobchinski. Dobchinski, your imagination again. It's not Dobchinski at all. Oh, you! Come here, quick! It is Dobchinski. I tell you, it's not Dobchinski. Of course you've got to contradict.
Well, Mama. Isn't it Dobchinski?
Why, yes, I see. Now, why do you argue about it? Hurry up, quick! You're so slow. He is so stupid. He won't say a word until he is in the room. Now tell me, aren't you ashamed? You were the only one I relied on to act decently. They all ran away, and you after them. Until now, I haven't been able to find out a thing. Aren't you ashamed? I stood godmother to your Vanishka and the Zenko, and this is the way you treat me.
Godmother, upon my word, I ran so fast to pay my respects to you that I'm all out of breath. Maria Antonovna, how do you do?
Good afternoon, George Antonovich.
Well, tell me all about it. What is happening at the inn?
I received a note for you from Anton Antonovich.
But who is he? A general?
No, not a general, but every bit as good a general, I tell you. Such culture, such dignified manners.
Ah, so he is the same as the one my husband got a letter about.
Exactly, it was Peter Ivanovich I first discovered him.
Well, tell me all about it.
It's all right now, thank the Lord. At first he received Anton Antonovich rather roughly. He was angry and he said the inn wasn't run properly and he wouldn't come to the governor's house and he didn't want to go to jail on account of him. But then when he found out Anton Antonovich was not to blame, they got to talking more intimately. He changed right away, and thank the Lord, everything went well. They've gone now to inspect the philanthropic institution.
But tell me, what is he like personally? Is he young or old?
Young. A young man of about 23, but he talks as if you're older, and his eyes start about like little animals and make you nervous.
Let me see what my husband writes. I hasten to let you know, my dear, that my position was extremely uncomfortable, but relying on the mercy of God, 2 pickles extra, a half portion of caviar, 2 rubles and 25 kopecks, I don't understand. What do pickles and caviar got to do with it?
Oh, Anton Antonovich hurriedly wrote on a piece of scrap paper. There's a kind of bill on it.
Oh, yes, I see. But relying on the mercy of God, I believe all will turn out well in the end. Get a room ready for a distinguished guest, the one with the gold wallpaper. Have Abdulin send over his wine. Have him do the best, or I'll wreck his cellar. Don't bother to get anything for dinner, because we'll have something in the hospital with Artemy Filipovich. I kiss your hand, my dearest, and remain yours, Artemy Shvapik-Duhamovsky. Oh my, I must hurry. Hello, who's there? Mishka?
Mishka.
Listen, run over to Abdulin. Wait, I'll give you a note. Listen, give this to Zador the coachman and have him take it over to Abdulin at once. And you, get to work at once and make the gold room ready. Do it nicely. Put a wash basin, pitcher, a bed, and everything else in it.
Well, I'm going now, Anna Andreevna, to see how he does the inspector.
Now, Mashenka, we must attend to our toilets. He's a metropolitan swell, and heavens forbid that he should make fun of us. You can wear your little blue dress with the flounces. It's the most becoming.
The idea, Mama, the blue dress, I can't bear it.
The cowards can't pull off any other color.
You can't pull off anything either. That's what
Where's this to go?
And here.
Wait, let me catch breath first. Lord, what a wretched life. On an empty stomach, any load seems heavy.
Say, Uncle, will the general be here soon?
What general?
Your master.
My master? What sort of general is he?
Isn't he a general?
Yes, he's a general, only the other way round.
Is that higher or lower than a real general?
Higher.
Gee whiz. That's why they're making
Look here, young man. I see you're a smart fellow. Get me something to eat, won't you?
There's nothing ready yet for the likes of you. You won't eat plain food. When your master takes his meal, unless you have the same as he gets.
Or have you got any plain stuff?
We have cabbage soup, porridge, and pie.
That's all right. We'll eat cabbage soup, porridge, and pie. We'll eat all of it. Come help me with the Bayless. Is there another way to go out there?
Yes.
I like the way you show strangers everything in this town. The other towns didn't show me a thing.
In other towns, I venture to observe, the officials and authorities look after themselves more. Here, we have no other thought than to win the government's esteem through good order, vigilance, and efficiency.
Lunch was excellent. I positively overeaten. You set such a fine table every day.
Oh, well, for so agreeable, yes, we do.
I like to eat well. That is what a man lives for, to pluck the flowers of pleasure. It was delicious. Where was it we had lunch again? It was in the hospital, wasn't it?
Precisely, in the hospital.
Ah, yes, I remember. There were beds there. Their patients must have gotten better. There didn't seem to have been many of them.
About 10 are left. The rest are covered. The place is so well run. There's such perfect order. It may seem incredible to you, but ever since I've taken over the management, they all recover like flies. No sooner does a patient enter the hospital and he feels better. And we obtain these results not so much by medicaments as by honesty and orderliness.
And in this connection, may I venture to observe how brain-racking a job the office of governor is? Why, there are so many things he must give his mind to, just in connection to keeping the town clean and repairs and alterations. In a word, it's enough to upset even the most competent of men. But thank God it all goes well. Another governor, of course, would look out for his own personage. I, at least, will have a clear conscience. When the whole town is in order, the streets swept clean, the prisoners well kept, and the few drunkards, well, what more do I want? Upon my word, I don't even crave honors. Honors, of course, are very alluring, but as against the happiness that comes from doing one's duty, well, that's just dross and vanity.
Oh, the do-nothing! The scoundrel! How I holds forth. I wish the Lord had blessed me with such a gift.
That's so. I, too, like to philosophize. Sometimes it's prose, other times it comes out as poetry.
How true to all this, Peter Ivanovich. His remarks are great. It is evident that he is an educated man.
Tell me, gentlemen, is there any place one can find entertainment around here? Any place one could have a game of cards?
Oh, I see what you're aiming at, old boy. Well, why? God forbid. Why, no one here has even heard of such a thing as card-playing circles. I myself haven't ever even touched a card. I don't even know how to play.
Why didn't you fail me 100 rubles yesterday, the rascal?
I'd rather employ my time for the benefit of the state.
That's going rather too far. I mean, it all depends on your point of view, of course. If you pass where you're supposed to trouble stakes, then of course, but no, don't say a game of cards isn't very tempting sometimes.
Permit me to introduce my family. Here's my wife and my daughter.
I'm happy, madame, to meet you at last.
Our pleasure in meeting so distinguished a guest is still greater.
On the contrary, madame, my pleasure is the greater.
Impossible. You condescend to say it's a compliment me. Won't you please sit down?
Just to stand near you is bliss. However, if you insist I will sit down. I'm so happy to be by your side at last.
I beg your pardon, but I dare not take all the nice things you say to myself. I suppose you must have found traveling very unpleasant after living in the capital.
Extremely unpleasant. I am accustomed, comparable to life in the fashionable world. To suddenly find myself on the road with dirty inns, dark rooms, and rude people. I confess, if it weren't for this chance which compensated me for everything.
I suppose it must have been extremely unpleasant for you.
At the moment, however, I am finding it very pleasant, madame.
I beg your pardon. You do me much honor. I don't deserve it.
Why do you not deserve it? You do deserve it, madame.
I live in a village.
Well, a village too has something. After all, it has its hills and brooks. But of course, it's not to be compared to St. Petersburg. Petersburg. Ah, St. Petersburg, what a life. You might think I'm merely a copying clerk, but no, I'm on friendly footing with the head of our department. The doormaster, he runs up after me, up the stairs. Let me shine your shoes for you, Ivan Alexandrovich, he says. Why are you standing? Gentlemen, please, sit down. Sit down without the rank. I admit, I hate ceremony. I prefer to slip by, unobserved. Of course, it's impossible to conceal oneself, impossible. They once took me for the commander-in-chief. All the soldiers, they rushed out of the guardhouse and saluted.
Well, I declare.
I know pretty actresses. I've written a number of vaudevilles, you know. I frequently meet literary men. I am on intimate footing with Pushkin. I often say to him, Pushkin, old friend, how goes it? So, partner, he replies. As usual. He is a great original.
What? So you write too? How thrilling it must be to be an author. You write for the papers also, I suppose.
Yes, for the papers too. I've written a number of works. The Marriage of Dargo, Robert Diable, Norma. I can't remember all of them, I just did it by chance. Anything written under the name Baron Brampius, I have written as well, along with The Frigate of Hope, the Moscow Telegraph, and the New York Times.
What? So you are Brampius?
I admit I live by literature. My house is the first on St. Petersburg. It is well known as the address of Ivan Alexandrovich. If any of you should come to St. Petersburg, please do call to see me. I give balls too, you know.
I can guess the taste and magnificence of those balls.
Immense. For instance, water melon will be served, costing 700 rubles. Soup is served in the tureen straight from Paris by steamer. When the lid is lifted, the aroma seems like nothing else in the world. We formed a circle for playing whist. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, the French, English, and German ambassadors, and myself. We play so hard we kill ourselves over the cards. There's nothing else like it. Even my mail comes addressed Your Excellency. I once had charge of a department. A strange thing happened. The head of the department went off, disappeared, no one knows where. There were ever so many generals hungry for the position, and they tried, but they just couldn't cope with it. It's too hard. I mean, it looks easy enough on the surface, but when you look closer, it's a devil of a job. When they saw they couldn't manage, they came to me. Instantly, the streets were packed full of couriers, nothing but couriers and couriers, 35,000 of them. Imagine, picture the scene. Ivan Alexandrovich, please take directorship of our department. I was embarrassed. I came out in my nightgown. I wanted to decline, but I was worried word may reach the Tsar's ears. Very well, I said. I'll accept the position. I'll accept, gentlemen. So be it. But mind, I said. No, keep sharp. Keep sharp is the word with me. It was a regular earthquake when I went through the offices of our department. Everyone trembled and shook like a leaf. Oh, I don't like to joke, gentlemen. I got them all thoroughly scared. Even the Imperial Council is afraid of me. I tell them all, I know myself. I am everywhere. I go to court daily, and tomorrow they're going to make me a field marshal. What is it? I can't make it out. It's all nonsense.
Your Excellency, wouldn't you like to rest a bit? Here's a room for you with everything you may need.
Nonsense! Rest! However, I should quite like to rest. Lunch was fine, gentlemen. I'm satisfied.
There's a man for you, Peter Ivanovich. I have never in my life been in the presence of so important a personage. I almost died of fright. What do you think his rank is, Prichard Ivanovich?
I think he's almost a general.
I think a general is worth the sole of his shoes. But if he is a general, he must be a generalissimo himself. Did you hear how he bullies the Imperial Council? Come, let's reach Amos Fedorovich and Kravka and tell them about it. Goodbye, Anna Andreevna.
Oh, how charming he is.
A perfect dear.
Such refined manners. You can recognize the big city article at once. How he carries himself and all that sort of thing. Exquisite. I'm just crazy for young men like him. I'm in ecstasies. Beside myself. He likes me very much, though. I noticed he kept looking at me all the time.
Oh, Mama, he looked at me.
No more nonsense, please. Really, it's out of place now.
But Mama, he really did look at me.
There you go. For heaven's sake. You mustn't argue. Really, that's enough. What would he be looking at you for? Please, tell me. Why would he be looking at you?
He really did look at me. He looked at me when he began to speak about literature, and he looked at me afterwards when he spoke about how he played whist with the ambassadors.
Well, maybe he looked at you once or twice and might have said to himself, oh well, I guess I'll give her a look.
Shh.
What is it?
I really wish I hadn't given him so much to drink. Suppose even half of what he said is true. No, how could it not be true? No talk is possible without some lying. Of course he fibbed a little. He plays cards with the ministers and visits the court. My head is I'm so dizzy as if I'm standing in a belfry, or if I were going to be hanged, the devil take it.
And I didn't feel the least bit afraid. I simply saw a high-toned, cultured man of the world, and his rank and titles didn't make me feel a bit queer.
Oh, well, you women. To say women and enough said. Everything's fraught and bubble to you. Say, my dear, you were as familiar with him as if you were another Bob Chinsky.
Don't bother about that. Leave that to us. We know a thing or two in that line.
Oh, what's the good of talking to you? Confound it all! After all, you can tell a military man, but when he wears a frock coat, it's like a fly with clipped wings. He kept it up a long time at the inn and got off so many allegories and ambiguities that you couldn't make out head or tail. But he revealed himself at last. He spouted more than necessary. It's evident that he's a young man.
Come here, my good man.
Hush. Tell me, is he asleep?
No, not yet. He's stretching himself a little.
What is your name?
Ossip, madam.
That'll do. Tell me, friend, did they give you a good meal?
Yes, sir. Very good. Thank you kindly.
Your master has lots of counts and princes visiting him, hasn't he?
What shall I say? Seeing as they give me such good free feed now, I suppose they'll do even better later. Yes, counts do visit him.
Isn't your master just grand?
Also, please tell me, how is he?
Do stop now. You interfere with their silly questions. Now, tell me, friend,
What is your master's rank?
The usual rank.
Oh, for heaven's sake, your silly questions prevent a man from getting down to business. Now, tell me, friend, what sort of man is your master? Is he strict? Does he like to brag and bully a fellow? You know what I mean. Does he or does he not?
Yes, he likes things to be just so. He insists on things being just so.
I like your face. You must be a fine man.
Listen, Ossip, does your master wear uniform in St. Petersburg?
Enough of your tattle. Now, really, this is a matter of life and death. So here's a couple rubles for tea.
Thank you. Much obliged to you, sir. God grant you health and long life.
That's all right.
You've helped a poor man.
That's all right. I'm glad to do it.
Listen, Ossip, what kind of eyes does your master like best?
Also, darling, what a dear nose your master has.
Do stop now. What does your master care for most? I mean, when he travels, what is he like?
As for sights, he likes whatever happens to come along. But what he likes most of all is to be received well and entertained well.
Entertained well?
Yes, for instance, I'm nothing but a serf, and yet he's used to it as I should be treated well too. Tell me, God, say we stop at some place, he'd ask, Ossip, have they treated you well? No, badly, Your Excellency. Ah, he'd say. Ossip, remind me when we get home. He's not a good host. Oh well, thinks I to myself. I'm a simple person. God be with them.
Oh, very well. You talk sense. Here, I give you something for tea. Here's something for buns too.
You are too kind, Your Excellency. I'll sure drink your health, sir.
Come here, my good man, and I'll give you some as well.
Also, darling, kiss your master for me.
For heaven's sake, don't make a noise. Go now, it's enough.
Come, Mashenka, and I'll tell you something about our guest that I noticed, but I can't tell you unless we are quite alone.
For God's sake, gentlemen, quick, form your line and let's have more order. Man alive, he goes to the court and rages at the Imperial Council. Drop in military line, strictly in military line. You, Pyotr Ivanovich, take your place here, and you, Pyotr Ivanovich, stand there.
Do as you please, Amos Fyodorovich. I think we ought to try.
Try what?
It's clear what.
Greece?
Exactly. Greece.
It's risky. The Duke's ticket, he'll fly into a rage at us. He is a government official, you know.
We must present ourselves to him one at a time and do what ought to be done, you know, so that eyes do not see and ears do not hear. That's the way. You begin, Amos Fyodorovich. You be the first.
The distinguished guest has eaten at your institution. You ought to go first.
Then Lukovich, as the inspector of youth, should go first.
I can't, gentlemen.
It's you who have got to do it, Amos Fyodorovich. There's no one else. Why? Every word you utter seems to issue from the mouth of Cicero.
What are you talking about? The idea. Just because a man sometimes waxes enthusiastic over house dogs and hunting hounds.
No, not over dogs.
Be our savior. Let's go, be gentlemen.
Pyotr Ivanovich.
I seem to have had a fine snooze. After the meal yesterday, you must have slipped something into me that knocked me out. I still feel pounding in my head. I see I can have a good time here. I like hospitality, and I must say I like it all the more when I'm entertained out of a pure heart rather than interested motives. The governor's daughter's not a bad one, and the mother is also a woman you can still... Oh, I don't know. But I do like this sort of life.
Good God, please bring me safely out of this. How my knees are knocking together. I have the honor to present myself, Judge of the District Court here, College Assessor, Lyapkin Tyapkin.
Oh, please, be seated.
I don't know where I am. How my knees are knocking together.
What's that you got in your hand there?
Nothing.
How so, nothing? I see money has dropped out of it.
Not at all, not at all. I'm arrested. They brought a wagon to take me away. I'm done for.
Yes, it is money.
I'm lost. I'm lost.
I tell you what. Lend it to me.
Why, of course, with the greatest pleasure.
I've run out of cash on the road with one thing and another. You know. I'll get it back to you as soon as I get to the village.
Please don't mention it. It is with the greatest honor I lend it to you. I will not venture to disturb you any longer.
The judge seems like a fine fellow.
I have the honor to present myself. Postmaster, Court Counselor, Speckett.
Oh. Glad to meet you. I like pleasant company very much. Oh, please, be seated. Do you live here all the time?
Yes, sir. Quite so.
I like this little town. Of course, there aren't many people in it. It's not very lively. But what of it? It isn't the capital. Isn't that so? It isn't the capital?
Quite so.
And yet, you admit, one can live happily in this little town.
Quite so.
In my opinion, what you want is this. You want to be respected and loved sincerely.
Exactly.
I'm glad you agree with me. Of course, they call me odd, but that's just the sort of character I am. A strange accident happened on the road, and I've run entirely out of cash. Have you 300 rubles to lend me?
Of course. I shall esteem it a piece of great good fortune. I am ready to serve you with all my heart.
Thank you very much.
I'll venture not to disturb you anymore.
Postmaster seems like a fine fellow. He's certainly obliging. I like people like that.
I have the honor to present myself. This is one of the 3 cups of claw pop.
Oh, please, be seated, be seated. Would you like a cigar?
There now. That's something I anticipated to take or not to take.
I see you're not a lover of cigars. Very well. You know, smoking is my weakness. That and the fair sex. For the life of me, I cannot remain indifferent to the fair sex. How about you? Which do you prefer, brunettes or blondes? Tell me frankly, brunettes or blondes?
I don't dare to know.
Oh, don't invade. I'm bound to know your taste.
I don't know what I'm saying.
You don't want to say. I'll wager some little brunette or another has cast a spell over you. She has, hasn't she? You're blushing. Come on, why won't you speak?
I'm scared you're on high X. Done for. My Confederate tongue is undone.
Strange accident happened, and on the road I've run entirely out of cash. Have you 400 rubles you can lend me?
A fine business if I haven't got the money. Oh, I have.
Thank you very much.
I will not introduce 30 blood presents to anyone.
Goodbye.
I have the honor to present myself, Superintendent of Charities, Court Counselor, Sevlyanika.
Howdy do. Please sit down.
I had the honor of receiving you and personally conducting you to the philanthropic institutions committed to my care.
Yes, I remember. You're the one who treated us to a dandy lunch, right?
I'm glad to do all I can on behalf of my country.
I admit, good cuisine is my weakness. Please tell me, remind me. You were shorter yesterday, weren't you?
Quite possible. I may say, I spared myself no pains and performed the duties of my office with the utmost care. There's the postmaster, for example. He does absolutely nothing. Everything is in a fearful state of neglect. The mail is held up. Investigate it for yourself if you please, and you will see. The judge, too, the man who was here just now, does nothing but hunt hares, and he keeps his dogs in the courtroom. And his conduct, I must confess, and for the benefit of the fatherland, I must confess, though he is my friend and relative, his conduct is to the highest degree reprehensible. There's a squire by the name of Dobchinski, whom you are pleased to see. Well, the moment Dobchinski leaves his house, the judge is there with his wife. I can swear to it. You just take a look at the children. Not one of them resembles Dobchinski. All of them, even the little girl, are the very image of the judge.
You don't say so. I never imagined it.
Then take the school inspector here. I don't know how the government could have entrusted him with such an office. He is worse than a Jacobin freethinker, and he instills such pernicious ideas into the minds of the young that I can hardly describe it. Depends I put it all down on paper if you so order.
Oh, very well. I should like that very much. I do like to kill the weary hours of the day by reading something amusing. Tell me, I keep forgetting, what's your name?
Sevlyanika.
Sevlyanika, and I keep forgetting. What's your first name and patronymic?
Artemy Filipovich.
Do me a favor, Artemy Filipovich. I've run out of cash on the road. Have you 500 rubles you can lend me?
Of course I have.
Comes in a pat. Thank you very much.
I have the honor to present myself, a resident of this town, Pyotr, son of Ivan Bobchinsky.
I am Pyotr, son of Ivan Dobchinski, the squire.
Oh, yes. I remember you. I believe you fell. How's your nose?
Oh, it's all right. Please don't trouble. It's dried up completely.
Oh, I'm glad it's dried up. Have you any money?
Money? How's that? Money?
Oh, 1,000 rubles to lend me?
Not so much as that. Honest to God, I haven't. Have you, Peter Ivanovich?
I haven't got it with me.
If not 1,000, then 100?
Have you 100 rubles, Peter Ivanovich? All I have is 25.
I have only 40.
Look harder, Peter Ivanovich. I know you have a hole in your pocket, and the money must drop into it somehow.
No, honestly, there isn't any in the hole either. Have you anything you'd like to say?
Oh, why yes, of course. I have a most humble request to make.
What is it?
I beg your highness or your excellency most worshipfully that when you get back to St. Petersburg, please tell all the high personages there, you know, the senators, the admirals, that Peter Ivanovich Babchu lives in this town. Say this, Peter Ivanovich lives there.
Very well.
Pardon me for having trouble with my presence.
Oh, not at all, not at all. It was my pleasure. My, there are a lot of officials in this town. They seem to have taken me for some sort of government functionary. To be sure, I threw dust in their eyes yesterday. What a bunch of fools. I'll write all about it to Tryapchkin. He'll put them in the papers, let him give them a good walloping. Oh, Asa! Give me some paper and pen.
Directly.
Anybody gets caught in Tryapchkin's tongue better look out. For the sake of witticism, he wouldn't spare his own father. They're good people, these officials. They have a nice habit of lending me money. Let's see what the whole mounts up to. 300 from the postmaster, 300 from the judge, 600, 700, 800, what a greasy bill. 900, ho, rolls up to over 1,000. Now if I get the governor now, we'll see who'll do whom. Ah, you simpleton, now you see how they treat me.
Yes, thank God. But do you know what, Ivan Alexandrovich?
What?
Leave this place. Upon my word, it's time.
What? What nonsense, why?
Just so, God be with them. You've had a good time here for 2 days, it's enough. What's the use of having anything more to do with them? Spit on them, you don't know what may happen. Someone else may turn up. Upon my word, Ivan Alexandrovich. And the horses are fine, we'll gallop away like a breeze.
Oh, I don't know. I should like to stay a little bit longer. We'll leave tomorrow.
Why tomorrow? To be sure, it's great honor and all that, but really, we must leave as quick as we can. You see, they've taken you for somebody else, honest, and your dad will be mad because you've dilly-dallied so long. We'd gallop off so smartly, they'll give us first-class horses here.
Very well. Send this to the post office. And if you're there, well, you'd like, you can get some horses too. I wager Tryapchkin will die laughing.
I'll send the letter off by the man here. I'd rather be packing in the meanwhile so as to lose no time.
There, have it mailed.
Let me in, brother. You have no right to keep me out. I've come on business.
What is it, friend?
I appeal for your protection. Give orders, your lordship, that my petition be received.
Come in, come in. Ossip, let him come in. What is it, friend?
I beseech your favor.
What for?
Don't ruin me, your worship. I suffer insult and wrong wholly without cause.
From whom?
Why, from our governor here. Such a governor there never was in the world. No words can describe the injuries he inflicts upon us. We don't mind giving him what he needs for his wife and his daughter's clothes, but no, that's not enough. So help us God. He comes into our shop and he takes everything his eyes fall on. He sees a piece of cloth and he goes, "Oh, my friend, what a fine piece of goods. Take it to my house." So we take it to his house. It'll be almost 40 yards.
Why, he's a swindler.
And, yeah, he's a plain robber.
God. What a swindler. For such actions, the men can be sent to Siberia.
It doesn't matter where you're pleased to send him. Only the further away from here, the better. Father, don't scorn to accept our bread and salt. Please, I pay my respects to you with sugar and a basket of wine.
Oh, I don't take bribes. If, for instance, you were to give me a 300 ruble loan, That's quite different. I can take a loan.
If you please, Father, but what is 300? Better take 500. Only help us.
Very well. About the loan, I won't say a word. I'll take it.
Do please take the fruit too.
Oh, very well. I can take the
And take the fruit as well.
Oh, I don't do bribes.
Do us this great favor, Your Illustrious Highness. For if you don't help us, we simply don't know how we are to live. We may as well just put our necks in a noose.
Positively, I shall exert my efforts on your behalf.
I beseech your grace.
Who are you?
Ivanona, Order of Non-Commissioned Officer. I've come to complain against the governor.
Why so?
He flogged me, Father.
Why? What happened?
I got into a squabble at the marketplace, and when the police came, it was all over. I couldn't sit for 2 days.
What is to be done about it now?
There's nothing to be done about it now, but the money be useful to me now.
Very well, I'll take care of it. Go now. Go. Who is it? No. I don't want to. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of it. Ossip, don't let them in. Go away. He has no time. Come tomorrow. What has frightened you so, mademoiselle?
I wasn't frightened.
Oh. Please, gives me pleasure you took me for a man who, where are you going?
I really wasn't going anywhere.
But why weren't you going anywhere?
I was wondering why the llama was here.
Oh, but I should like to know why you weren't going anywhere.
I shouldn't have been in your way. You were occupied with important matters.
Your eyes are better than more important matters. You cannot possibly disturb me. No, by no means, no. On the contrary, you can afford me great pleasure.
You speak like a man from the capital.
For a lady as beautiful as you, won't you let me give me the pleasure of letting you have a seat on the couch? Oh, but you shouldn't have a seat on the couch. You should have a throne.
I really don't know. I really must go.
What a beautiful scarf you have there.
You're just making fun of me. You're only ridiculing me.
Oh, mademoiselle, how I wish I could be your scarf. That way I could clasp your lily neck in my embrace.
I haven't the least idea what you are talking about. Scarf? Peculiar weather today, isn't it?
Your lips are more beautiful, mademoiselle, than any weather.
You are just saying that. I should like to ask you if you write some verses on that album for a souvenir.
Yes, anything you desire, mademoiselle. What verses will you have?
Any at all. Pretty new verses.
Oh, I know lots of them, of all sorts. I can't remember any right now. It's all bosh anyways. I'd rather offer you my love, which, ever since your first glance,
Love? I don't understand love. I never knew what love is.
Why'd you move away? It is better for us to sit near each other.
Why near? It's all the same if it's far away.
Why far? It's all the same if it's near.
But for?
It only seems near to you. Pretend that it's far. Oh, mademoiselle, how happy it would be to clasp you in my embrace.
No, that's too much. Such rudeness, such impertinence.
No, forgive me, mademoiselle. I did it only out of love. Only out of love and nothing else.
You take me for a silly provincial
No, it was out of love. Only out of love. Don't be angry, Marie Antoine. It was just a little bit of fun. I'm ready to beg for your forgiveness on my knees. Forgive me, I'm on my knees.
Oh, what a situation!
Oh, devil.
What does this mean? What does this behavior mean? Get away from here at once, do you hear? Don't you dare show your face to me! Excuse me, I must say, I'm greatly astonished.
She is very appetizing, too. Not bad at all to look at. Madame, you see I'm burning with love.
What? You on your knees? Please get up. Please get up.
No.
This floor isn't very clean.
But I must remain on my knees for you. I must pronounce the verdict. Life or death.
But please, I don't quite understand the significance of your words. If I'm not mistaken, you are making a proposal for my daughter?
No, I am in love with you. My life hangs by a thread. If you do not crown my steadfast love, then I am not fit to exist on this earth. With the burning flame of my bosom, I pray for your hand.
Oh, but look, please remember, I am in a certain way married.
That is no matter. Love knows no distinction. Your hands, I pray for your hands.
Mama, Papa says, oh, what a situation. Well, what do you want? What for? Why did you come in here? Racing like a cat leaving out of smoke. Well, what have you found so wonderful? What's gone into your head again? Really, she's like a child of 3. Not a bit like a girl of 18. Not a bit. I don't know when you'll get more sense into your head. When you'll behave like a decent, well-bred girl. When you know what good manners are and a proper demeanor. Mama, I really didn't know.
Varya and Papa, do not oppose our happiness. Give your blessing to our
So it is in her you are?
Pronounce the verdict, life or death.
Well, there, you fool, you see? Our guest is pleased to go down on his knees for such trash as you! Really, it would be just what you deserved if I refused. You are not worthy of such happiness. Really, Mama, I won't do it again.
Your Excellency, don't ruin me, don't ruin me.
What's the matter?
The merchants have complained to Your Excellency, but I assure you, on my honor, that not one half of what they said is true. The officer's widow lied to you when she said I flogged her. Upon my word, she lied. She lied. She flogged herself.
The devil take the officer's widow. What do I care about her?
Don't believe them. Don't believe them.
Do you know what honor Ivan Alexandrovich is bestowing upon us? He is asking for our daughter's hand.
What are you talking about? Please don't be angry. She has a touch of insanity.
No, I'm not joking. I could go crazy. I'm so in love.
I can't believe it. I'm worthy of such an honor.
If you do not consent to give me your daughter on Andreevna's hand, well, I'm willing to do the devil knows what.
Oh, I can't believe it. Surely you didn't joke, Your Excellency.
My, what a blockhead. Really, when you are told over and over again.
I cannot believe it.
Give her to me, give her to me. If you don't give me your daughter's hand, I'm willing to do the devil knows what. If you refuse, if I shoot myself, you'll have a lawsuit on your hands.
Oh my God! I'm not guilty either in deed or in thought. But really, my head's in such a state that I don't know what is going on. I've never been a worse fool in my life.
Well, give your blessing.
May God bless you. But what the devil? It's really so. They're kissing. Oh heavens! They're kissing. Oh Anton! Oh Anton! Oh Governor! So that's the tournaments I've taken.
Woo!
Well, I think I'll be going now.
What's that? You're leaving?
Only for a day, only for a minute, to visit my uncle, a rich old man. I'll be back tomorrow.
Oh, very well. We do not venture to hold you back, and we wish you a safe return.
Oh, yes, of course, I'll be back at once. Goodbye, my dear. No, I simply cannot express my emotions. Goodbye, my heart.
Don't you need something for the boat? It seems to me you were pleased to be short of cash.
Oh, no, what for? However, if you like.
Well, how much will you have?
Oh, well, you gave me 200 earlier. That is to say, not 200, but 400. And I don't want to take advantage of your mistake. If you should give me the same as before to make it an even 800?
Of course. Well, the notes are new, too, as though if on purpose.
Yes, that's good. You know, they say new money means good luck.
Oh, quite right.
Well, goodbye, Anton Antonovich. I'm much obliged to your hospitality. I shall say with all my heart I never received such a good reception anywhere. Goodbye, Miss Antonovna. Goodbye, my heart, Anna Antonovna.
When do you say we're going to expect you back?
Oh, tomorrow or the day after. Goodbye, Anton Antonovich.
Goodbye, Your Excellency.
Goodbye, Ivan Alexandrovich.
Goodbye, Mother.
Well, Anna Andreevna, did you ever imagine such a thing, such a rich prize? I'll be. Well, confess it frankly, it never occurred to you, even in your dreams, did it? Just a governor's wife to marry to the family such a big guy. Well, I'll be hanged.
Not at all. I knew it long ago. It seems wonderful to you because you were so plain. You never saw decent people.
Oh, I'm a decent person myself, Mother. But really, Anna Andreevna, high flyers, by Jove! But wait now. I'll give those fellows who were so eager to present their petitions and enunciate without peppering. Oh, who's there? Is that you, Ivan Karpovich? I'll call the virgins here now, won't you, brother? Make a list of all who came to protest against me. Complain against me, huh, did they? The scoundrels? Well, especially the mean petty scribblers who cooked their petitions for them. And announce to all so that they should know what honor the heavens have bestowed upon the governor. Namely this, that he is marrying his daughter, not to a plain, ordinary man, but to one the likes of whom has never yet been in the world. One who can do everything. And now, proclaiming to all so that they should know, it is a triumph and we will make it a triumph. Well, Anna Andreevna, that's the way, eh? Well, what shall we do now? Where shall we live? Here or in St. Pete?
In St. Petersburg, of course. How could we remain here?
Well, if St. Pete, then St. Pete, but here is good too, I suppose. I suppose the governorship can just go to the devil.
Of course. What's a governorship?
Oh, well, don't you think, Anna Andreevna, that he being hand in glove with the ministers and visiting the court, that I won't rise to a high rank now?
You always like such coarse things. You must remember that there our life will be entirely different. That your acquaintances won't be a dog lover of judge with whom you go hunting hares, or a Zemlyanika. On the contrary, your acquaintances will be people of the most refined type. Counts and society aristocrats. Only really, I'm afraid of you. You sometimes use word one never hears in good society.
What if a word doesn't hurt?
Not when you're a town general, but there the life is entirely different.
Well, what do you do, my fine fellow?
I wish you health, Father.
Oh, well, how are you? How are you, good son? So, you came to complain against me, did you? Huh, you tea-tank? You stormy huckster? Complain against me, huh? And you pirate, you crook? And did you get a lot by it? You thought you landed me in prison? Oh, may 7 devils and 1 she-devil take you! Do you know that?
Good heavens, Antosha! What words you use?
Oh, it's not a matter of words now. Do you know that the official to whom you complain is going to marry my daughter? Well, what do you say to that? You say are as good as the nobility. Well, that's the nobility, you monkey face. The nobleman is educated. When he gets flogged in school, it's for a purpose, to learn something useful. I spit on your heads and on your importance.
I am guilty, Anton Antonovich.
Oh, complain against me, huh? And who helped you with grafting when you built a bridge and charged 20,000 rubles for wood when not even 100 rubles worth was used? I did. And did you forget that too? That if I had complained against you, that I could dispatch you to Siberia?
I am guilty upon God, Anton Antonovich. The devil tempted me. I promise I will never complain against you again. Ask whatever satisfaction you need. Only don't be angry.
Don't be angry? Now you are crawling at me at my feet, and why? Because I am on top now. But if the balance dipped the least bit your way, why, you leave me to trample in very dirt besides, you scoundrel! Why, you crush me under a beam besides!
Don't ruin me, Anton Antonovich.
Don't ruin me? Now you say don't ruin me? Why, what did you say before? Oh, I could give you... Yeah. Well, God forgive you. Leave now in God's name. I don't harbor malice for long.
Are we to believe the report, Anton Antonovich? An extraordinary piece of good fortune has befallen you, hasn't it?
I have the honor to congratulate you upon your unusual good fortune. I was glad from the bottom of my heart when I heard it.
I congratulate you, Anton Antonovich. May God give you and the new couple a long life, and may He grant you numerous progeny. Anna Andreevna. Come on.
I have the honor to congratulate you
Anton Antonovich, I have the honor to congratulate you.
on a happy event.
Anna Andreevna.
Anna Andreevna.
Maria Antonovna, I have the honor to congratulate you. You will enjoy the greatest happiness. You will wear garments of gold and eat the most delicate of soups, and you will pass your time most entertaining.
God give you all sorts of riches and of money, and a wee tiny little son too, like this, so that he can sit in the palm of your hand. The little fellow will be crying all the time.
I have the honor.
Congratulate you, Anna Andreevna. Really, I'm so glad to hear when they told me Anna Andreevna has betrothed her daughter. Oh my God! It made me so glad. I told my husband, listen, look at you. It's such a great deal of fortune for Anna Andreevna. And well, I said to him, thank God. And I said, I'm so delighted to see with patience to tell it to her herself. Oh my God! It made me so glad. I simply couldn't say a word. I cried. I was just so glad. I couldn't stop crying, so much so that Lukin Chick said to me, why are you crying for, Nasenka? Lukin Chick said, I simply don't know myself. I can't control the tears.
Sit down, Jeremy, sit down. Take these. Hopichka, bring some more chairs in.
I have the honor to congratulate you, Your Honor, and to wish you long years of prosperity.
Oh, thank you. Sit down, gentlemen. Sit down. Take seats.
But tell us, Anton Antonovich, how did it all come about? How did it all go?
Oh, it happened in a most extraordinary fashion. But he condescended to make the proposal in his own person.
In the most respectful and most delicate manner, he spoke beautifully. He said, Anna Andreevna, I have only a feeling of respect for your word. That was the way he poured out his soul. He said, Anna Andreevna, I am enraptured. And when I was about to say, we cannot possibly hope for such an honor, he suddenly went down on his knees and so aristocratically. Anna Andreevna, he says, life is not worth a penny to me. It is only because I respect your rare qualities. He said that, really, he did. Mama, it was to me he said that. Yes, of course, to you too. I don't deny it.
He even threatened to shoot himself. He said that he put a bullet through his brains. I'll shoot myself. He said, I'll shoot myself.
How remarkable. It must have been fate that so ordained.
No, not fate, my dear friend. Fate is a turkey hen. It was the governor's services that brought on this piece of fortune. Good luck alliance just crawl into the mouths of swine like him.
If you want, Anton Antonovich, I'll show you the dog we were bargaining about.
I don't care about dogs now.
Well, if you don't want the dog, we'll agree to some other dog.
Oh, Anna Andreevna, how happy I am over your good fortune. You can't imagine how happy I am.
But where, may I ask, is the distinguished guest now? I heard he'd gone away for some reason or another.
Oh, he's gone off for a day on a highly important matter.
To his uncle, to ask his blessing.
Yes, to ask for his blessing. But tomorrow...
Bless you.
But tomorrow, he'll be...
Go to hell!
Thank you. I'm very much obliged to you all. I wish you all the same.
We intend to live in St. Petersburg now. I must say, the atmosphere here is too village-like. I must say, it's extremely unpleasant. My husband, too, he is to be made a general there.
Yes, confounded gentlemen. I admit, I shall very much like to be a general.
May God grant that you become a general.
From man, it is impossible, but from God, anything is possible.
High merits and high honor.
Reward according to service. Don't forget us then, Anton Antonovich.
And if anything were to happen to us, some trouble in our affairs, don't refuse us your protection.
Next year, I'm going to take my son to the capital to put him in government service. So do me the kindness, give me your protection. Be father to an orphan.
Oh, well, I, of course, am ready to do my part. I'm ready to exert my efforts on your behalf.
And Tosha, you were always ready with your promises. In the first place, you won't have time to think of such things. And how can you? How is it possible for you to burden yourself with such promises?
Why not, dear? It's possible occasionally.
Of course it's possible, but you can't give protection to every small potato.
Do you hear the way she speaks of us? Well, she's always been like that. I know her. Give her a seat and she'll put her feet right on it.
A most astonishing thing, ladies and gentlemen. The official whom we took to be an inspector general is not an inspector general.
How so? Not Inspector General?
No, not a bit. I found it out in the letter.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What letter?
His own letter. They bring a letter to the post office. I glanced at the address and see Potsdam Sky Street. I was struck down. Well, I think to myself, I suppose he found something wrong in the post office and is informing the government, so I unsealed it.
Well, how could you?
I do not know myself. A supernatural power moved me. I had already ordered a courier to send it off by express when I was overcome by a greater curiosity than I have ever felt in my life. It was just as if the devil were whispering, "Open it, open it." And when I cracked the sealing wax, I felt as if I were on fire. And when I opened the letter, I froze. Upon my word, I froze. And my hands trembled, and everything whirled around me.
How did you dare open it? How did you dare open the letter of so powerful a personage?
But that's the thing. He's neither powerful nor a personage.
So what is he in your opinion?
He's neither one thing nor the other. The devil knows what he is.
How neither one thing nor the other? How do you dare call him neither one thing nor the other? And the devil knows what besides? I'll put you under arrest.
Who, you?
Yes, I.
You haven't the power.
Don't you know that he's going to marry my daughter, and that I will be given a high rank now, and that I will have the power to exile to Siberia?
Oh, Anton Antonovich, Siberia. Siberia is far away. I'd rather read you the letter. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to read the letter. I hasten to inform you what wonderful things have happened to me here. On my way here, an infantry captain did me out of my last penny, so that the innkeeper wanted to send me to jail. When all of a sudden, thanks to my St. Petersburg appearance and dress, the whole town took me for a governor general. I am having an amazing time, and I'm flirting. I'm staying at the governor's home, and I'm flirting desperately with his wife and daughter. I only do not know who to begin with. I think with the mother first, because she seems ready to accept all terms. Remember how hard pressed we were, taking meals where we could without paying for them? And how once the pastry cook grabbed me by the collar for having charged pies they ate to the King of England? Now it is quite different. They lend me all the money I want. They are an awful lot of originals. You would split your sides laughing at them. I know you write for the papers. Put them in your literature. As it follows, the governor is as stupid as an old horse.
Impossible! That can't be in the letter.
Read for yourself.
As stupid as an old horse. Impossible! You put it in yourself!
How could I?
Go on, read it.
The governor is as stupid as an old horse.
Oh, the devil take it. He's got to read it again, as if we weren't there anyway.
Mm-hmm. As an old horse. The postmaster is a good man, too. Well, here he's saying something improper about me, too.
Go on, read the rest.
What for?
The deuce take it. Once we begin reading it, we must read it all.
If you allow me, I will read it. The postmaster is just like the porter Mikiev in our office, and the scoundrel must drink just as hard.
A bad boy. You ought to be given a licking. That's all.
The superintendent of
Why do you stop?
handwriting isn't clear. Besides, it's evident he's a blackguard.
No, go on. Everything so far could be read.
This part can be omitted. After that, it's legible.
Give it to me.
No, I can read it myself. I tell you that after this part, it's legible.
Let me see it. I'll see for myself.
Very well. Read from...
The superintendent of charities, Zemlyanika, is a regular pig in a cap.
Not the least bit witty. A pig in a cap? You ever seen a pig in a cap?
The school inspector reeks of onions.
Upon my word, I've never put an onion into my mouth.
Thank God there's nothing about me in there.
The judge.
There. Ladies and gentlemen, to hell with this letter. Why go on reading such trash?
Nonsense. Read it all. Read it all.
The judge, Lyopkin Tyopkin, is Marvaton. That must be a French word.
Wouldn't be so bad if all it means is cheap, but it means something worse.
However, the people are kind-hearted and hospitable. Farewell, my dear Tyopkin. I want to follow your example and take up literature. One wants food for the mind after all. Address me at village of Parviaka, government of Saratov. House number 97, 3rd floor, to your right.
What an unexpected rebuke.
He has cut my throat and he has cut it for good. I'm done for, completely done for. All I see are pig snouts now instead of faces and nothing more. Catch him! Catch him!
Catch him? How? As if on purpose I told the overseer to give him the best coach in free. The devil prompted me to give the order.
Here's a pretty mess.
Confound it. You borrowed 300 rubles from me.
Oh, you borrowed 300 rubles from me too. And from me as well.
And 65 from me and Pyotr Ivanovich.
Gentlemen, how could we have been caught so off guard?
Oh, how could I? How could I? Old fool! I've grown childish, stupid mule. I've been in the service 30 years, and not one contractor, not one merchant has been able to impose upon me. I've overreached swindlers and after swindlers. I've caught crooks and sharpers ready to rob the whole world. I've fooled 3 governor generals. As for governor generals, it's not even worth talking about that.
But how is it possible, Antosha? He's engaged to Mashtenka.
Engaged? Rats! Fiddlesticks! So much for her engagement. Thrust her engagement on me now. Oh, look at me. Look at me. The whole world and the whole of Christendom. See what a fool the governor is made of. Out upon him, the old fool, the scoundrel. Oh, you fat nose. To take an icicle, a rag for a person of rank. These coach bells are jingling all along the road. He's publishing his story to the whole world. Not only will he be made a laughingstock of, but he'll write you into a comedy. And that's the horrorest thing of it all. And he'll spare neither rank nor station. Everyone will grin and clap their hands. Huh? What are you laughing at, huh? What are you laughing at? Oh, you're laughing at yourself. Oh, you. Oh, you scribblers, you ink splashers. Oh, you damn liberals. Oh, I would tie you all up in a bundle, grind you into a meal, and give it to the devil. I can't come to myself. It's really true. Whom the gods want to punish, first they make mad. In what way did that nincompoop even resemble an Inspector General? In nothing. Not even half the little finger of an Inspector General. But suddenly everybody goes about saying Inspector General, Inspector General.
I couldn't say how it happened if I had to die for it. It's as if a mist had clouded our brains. The devil has confounded us.
Who were the first 2 to say it? These 2 right here. This noble pair.
So help me God, not I. I didn't even think of it.
I didn't say a thing. Not a thing.
Of course you did.
Certainly, you came right from the end like madmen. He's calm, doesn't pay. Under rare bird.
Of course it was you. Town gossips, damn liars!
That'll take your pride like your government inspector.
You run about the town and bother everyone you confounded chatterboxes. You gossip! You sword-tailed magpies, you! Damn bungler! You pot-bellied mushrooms! Upon my word, it wasn't I! It was Pyotr Ivanovich!
No, Peter Ivanovich, you were the first.
No, you were the first!
Hey! An official from St. Petersburg sent by Imperial Justice has arrived and wants to see you all at once. He's stopping at the inn.